Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, subscribe.
What's good, everyone? Salute, World Combat Sports in the building. Back on the Boulevard. Big shout out to everyone that's on deck. Big Blunts and Boxing on deck, man. I definitely needed this. What's good, Combat? Smash the like button on the way in. What's good with the team? He can't please them all, but he damn sure knocked their ass out. I was trying to get somebody on here. I'm still waiting. I hope they show up. I was trying to wait till they actually chimed in or whatever. But we'll see if they pop up during the live. Jamal Neezy, thanks for the donation the other day, my brother. Salute to Neezy in the building. He can't please them all, but he damn sure could knock their ass out. Absolutely. And you know, he's about to head for lucky number 7. I always been on record saying I was hoping that other guy was lucky number 7. Mr. Dixon on deck, salute. Appreciate the people let me know about the audio. Appreciate you. Yeah, I was trying to wait till somebody chime in so I can kick this off, but we'll see. Mark Nash on deck, what's good? CMD, Travis, what's good, bro? So peep this out. Terrence Crawford, as you already know, 38 victories, 0 defeats, and 29 knockouts, right? That will soon change when it comes December next month. Once again, he's about to step in the square as one of the most talked about fighters and one of the greats of this era, whether you like it or not. If you choose to keep him in your conversation, right, he's doing something right. Because we all know the fighters that really don't matter for you to crack your lips open and you don't exert that necessary energy, that excess energy, you ain't going to talk about him. But Crawford is the primary name that's being spoken about, especially closing out 2022. And I want to speak on an article the Boxing Scene just put out, right? And they talk about some reality that Crawford has been experiencing in the back end of 2022. You know what I'm saying? And just like everything, fighters in all of their, professional career and how they go about living their life, how they choose to freaking compete, how they go and make all these sacrifices. Just like Crawford said, you just can't do it, man. What did he say? There are going to be fans that don't like you. Period. There are going to be fans that don't like you. Boxing Scene did an article and they spoke with the newly turned 35-year-old fell into lock in a deal that would see him take on unified champion Errol Spence Jr. Crawford's critics have spewed even more vitriol in his direction. Although he does his best to drown out the noise, the Omaha, Nebraska native admits that he hears his distractors loud and clear. So he hears what y'all saying. You know what I'm saying? He hears what the naysayers. He hears what the bystanders are saying. The haters. He goes on to say, however, while pundits and fans have lambasted him for taking a David Avanesian on December 10th, Crawford is convinced that no matter what he accomplishes and no matter whom he faces, his naysayers will continue to throw dirt on his name. It goes on in quote, Crawford says, I used to always care so much what fans think and what they say, said Crawford during an interview on The Good Fight with Kate Abdo. But as I got older, I realized you can't please them all. No matter what you do, no matter who you beat, no matter how many fights you win, no matter how many divisions you conquer, they're going to be fans that don't like you for their own personal reason. It goes on to say, Crawford over the last few years have kept a relatively active in-ring schedule in both 2020 and 2021. The switch-hitting star registered back-to-back stoppage victories against Kell Brook and Sean Porter. To keep up with his yearly appearance, Crawford will look to defend his WBO crown for the sixth successful time when he squares off against Avanesian. While he's done his best to prop Avanesian up as a viable contender, countless fans across the boxing world have expressed their displeasure with their upcoming bout. from Crawford's point of view, his situation is far from a unique one. In fact, as his time underneath the pugilistic spotlight nears its end, the pound-for-pound stalwart believes that the next generation of young stars will endure their fair share of criticism as well. Crawford ends this in quote, I feel like all the great fighters I feel like all the great fighters get that. All the great fighters that came before me and the fighters that's going to be here after me, they're going to be the same. They're going to get the same treatment. And, you know, I believe a lot of what he said when it comes down to him actually listening to what the fans has to say. You know what I'm saying? Him realizing he couldn't please everybody. When you go into something and you just have the opportunity to compete at such a level, and let's not forget what Timothy Bradley said when Timothy Bradley was there sparring with Crawford, and he told Crawford, it's like, what's going on? What's up with him? And he pretty much made it aware that this kid need to be fighting, not sparring. This kid is special. He needs to be fighting. Pretty much they need to be prepping him to take the big stage and go out there and, you know, blossom a career. That's pretty much what Tim Bradley has been on record as saying about the history between him and Crawford. What the fans think about it on here on the YTC, you're going to have people pedestrian this, and they're always going to have what their own set of opinions, okay? People are going to transit these YTC streets, and they're going to be very vocal, whether they support Crawford or don't support Crawford. But what I can say again, let me reemphasize. If they're speaking about a fighter, that means he's doing something that he's supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's winning. He's going out there putting on highlight reels, and he's one of the most talked about fighters in the sport today. That's just what he's supposed to be doing, y'all. So let me take care of this spam, whatever is going on over there. Shout out to Balash on deck. Mr. Dixon, $2 super chat. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for that. Major Key was good. So let's talk about what has actually transpired in the second half of this year. And I want to make some things. I want to highlight some things. You know, regardless, I'm highlighting regardless of what's being said out here in the YTC, right? So we know there was a negotiation period like anything. We know what happened, and we know it was going to be tough for Crawford to go over there without a promoter. We understand that was the case. You know what I'm saying? It was certain areas of business that he had to take care of, but make no mistake about it, he had a team with him. A manager, legal representatives, and he went over there and did as much as he could possibly do. Not to then kick the donkey any more than what it is already laying on his back. We can look at it in this perspective right here. They wasn't planning on letting Crawford get into that deal with all that money without signing a multi-fight deal over PBC. They wasn't going to do it. They wasn't going to do it. You can listen to anything you can listen to anything you want. You have that right. But I often have conversations about this with people. I often had conversations early during the year about this. And you know what you kick yourself in the ass for is the fact when people was telling you things that actually connected to that particular situation. They told you things months. I'm talking about when he was about to go in there and face Yardenas Ugas. They told me, you know, you can. I know you're out there on YouTube and you want to put content out or whatever, but I know, who you support and everything, but the fight ain't happening. This was before April, right? He said the fight ain't happening, right? So they was explaining to me what Timothy Smith said and all that, and they was explaining to me pretty much why the fight wasn't happening. And every single time they kept it clear as to why the fight wasn't going to happen. With Al Heyman wanted to keep the belts in house to PBC, and he was going to pretty much keep those fights for the welterweight division in house. And everything that played out, everything he told me came to fruition. The fight didn't happen. I know it looks like a free hall pass for you to get out here and run up and down that motherfucker and say, well, it's hard for you to even convince anybody that it wasn't his fault because he walked away. Well, him severing the communications line doesn't mean there was anybody on the other end. He was trying his best to communicate and make this negotiation happen. But when you hold a phone in your hand, there's really nobody on the other end, and you ask some questions, and you get back a piece of information, knowing damn well we already discussed everything I wanted to do this year. When you find out that what you wanted to do is not taken in concern, and it's not anything that's difficult, it's just what you wanted to do. You wanted to dang fight this year. So if you put that out there, this is what you wanted to do, and they couldn't oblige you on that, and it's been on record saying that everything was agreed for, blah, blah, blah. Understand this, people. No contracts, no nothing. They was working strictly off drafts, term sheets. It was never no contract or nothing. So when it comes down to you reaching the dead end, and there's no other further progress that can be made, you turn your ass around and you go the other way. There's nothing wrong with that. There's been people that walk out of business deals all the time. This is nothing new. It's just good for people to say so and so duck because they're like little children. You know what I'm saying? They still want to put the pacifier in their mouth every now and then and get the rattler and sit there and say, dang, I remember those times. It feel good. Wow. You know what I'm saying? I forgot all about this. They feel like they're a kid again, talking about ducking all the fucking time. But there's no way this fight was going to happen. And I said to myself, I really never pushed it really hard because I didn't have all the pieces that I wanted. Like, if I would have put that up there, I would have had nothing to prove it. You know what I'm saying? And then when you heard that, Spencer's going to go in there and fight Dennis Ugas, he won. And then they was in negotiations, so I just let it ride. I said, okay, I did mention it a couple of times, but not too much that I was adamant about it. I let people know that I was adamant. The fight ain't happening. But they pretty much been on record telling me things that actually happened A1, all the way cut and dry. The fight wasn't happening this year. Now they tell me the fight isn't happening, period. It's not like they said the fight this year is going to happen in 23. No, they told me the fight's not happening this year because that was the biggest conversation. The fight's not happening this year, period. When we was talking about the 20 mil, I heard about the 20 mil a long time ago. I even did a video on it. You know what I'm saying? I briefly put it out there about the 20 mil. And people was just going ham to my, oh, he don't rate that. You think he rate that? Crawford's acting too much money. He's doing this. He's doing that. It wasn't just Crawford, though. You have to understand, Errol Spence was the guy he was trying to fight. It just wasn't Crawford. It was a combination of things dealing with the money. Now, one thing people need to understand about over there at PBC, they have investors. They have people that's financiers, and they have hedge fund people that invest into that program, because PBC is not a promotion. They have people that invest into TGB. You know what I'm saying? They do. But they obviously, if you look at it, they're going through a changeover where but most of their fights are being put on pay-per-view, even if it's not pay-per-view worthy. I'm not sure what is that trying to prove, or they just trying to, get a resurgence with the pay-per-view model. Because for some time people saying pay-per-view is dead. I don't know what they're trying to do. But here we go, Terrence Crawford once again, right? He's about to step in here with a fight that not too many people wanted him to fight. But guess what? It's boxing, y'all. It's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Dry your tears. This shit's going to happen. He's stepping in there while others aren't. He's stepping in there with a guy that's high in the ranking system. And I'm not asking anyone to be happy. You know what I'm saying? You can have all the melancholy you want. I don't care. He's stepping in the ring, and that's that. He gets to go ahead and compete for his 39th victory. That's the most important part of it. He gets to compete for his 39th victory, bro. And you already know what that comes with. We're looking at that to come with a, side order knockout. You know what I'm saying? To get those knockouts even at 30. You know what I'm saying? Get those wins at 39. That's where we at with it. But shout out to Terrence Crawford for understanding that it is something that he can't do still to this day. He even mentioned that he couldn't do it growing up, but he mentioned it even to this day. I can't please everybody, man. No matter how many divisions, I'm just not gonna make everybody happy. I can't do it. I can't make everybody happy. One thing about me, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just never went around trying to make everybody happy. I felt so good being able to police the little circle that I had around me. It's easy. You weed out the damn snakes easy, man. You don't even need to pull out the lawnmower. You can weed them out without the lawnmower. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then they see the silver reflection off the sun when that blade come down. You know what I'm saying? That's how you cut the head off the snake. But besides that, policing is easy. But you already know, man, we're looking for good things to happen in 2023. And I'm going to put something else out there too. Crawford is 35 years old, right? So therefore, if his mandatory is indeed Jaron Ennis, then so be it. So freaking be it. Y'all running around here, goddamn, and slides and shit, falling all over the place, trying to act like that's something that's unbelievably incredible. If Jaron Ennis is his mandatory in 2023, so be it, man. Crawford said, I'm the best fighter in the world. Do you know who I am? A man tell you that, that's somebody who knows and understands what he possesses, bro. I'm telling you all, it's not going to be easy. And I ain't got nothing to do. Look, I ain't got nothing against him. I got to say this. Ennis ain't did shit to me. I'm just calling him for what it is. Just like I had a conversation early about old school, resume or whatever. I call people resumes for what it is, just like everybody else. But call it for what it is when it comes to Terrence Crawford. He's did way more. It's going to be people coming up here trying to act like, they already put it out there. They said Jaron Ennis deserves the grace of square with Crawford. I'm saying, what do you get the deserve word from? Who on his resume it come close to the person that he's already defeated? Like, we're looking for common opponents, just like y'all was doing for Crawford when it was for Errol Spence comparison. Y'all was looking for him to fight common opponents, right? Right? And you're talking about a person who's already been multi-time champion. You was looking for this man to fight common opponents of Errol Spence. He can't please all y'all, bro. He can't please all y'all. You coming up here now throwing Jaron Ennis up in there, and you're saying, hey, he's worthy to be in there. What makes him that? I hear all the interviews over there. It seems like that whole gym over there, Crawford haters, bro. That's all I hear. And look, I ain't mad at them. Boxing is what it is, man. They say what they're going to say. But I'm just saying, y'all people have been throwing this name up, and you're going to get your ass disappointed. You're going to keep throwing that name up, throwing that name up, throwing that name up. And Jaron is going to end up being Terrence Bud Crawford's mandatory next year, and you're going to get your ass disappointed. I'm telling you, bro. Y'all sitting up here going off looks. Y'all niggas love looks. Looks. Oh, he passed the eye test. Looks. You was up there busy trying to tell Crawford need to come an opponent. Everybody on his resume Spence can beat. He need to fight this person and that person. Okay. So that he did. He fought coming opponent. Y'all still wasn't satisfied. He can't please all y'all. He's not going to please you with the Avanesian fight. He's not going to please you by not getting a Spence fight in the early part of 23 like you think. He's not going to be able to please you with the words he has as to why him and Spence is not fighting right now. He's never going to be able to, have you feeling carefree and thinking you're going to check this fight out. He's never going to be able to do that. Y'all know boxing is real life. It's based off the physical meeting of combat violence. Do you know within that system, people get hurt? The competing word sounds very, very nice. But you know the sacrifice, man, the injuries, the pain and suffering that goes on, especially, when you're building your career up. But when you get to the highest level and you start to compete against these elite fighters, these advanced fighters, man, things get very, very serious. You hear guys with slurred speech and people just shake their head. Glad that ain't me. God damn, I'm glad that ain't me. I'm glad that ain't me right there. Because, I don't think that can be changed. I don't think that you can reverse that. You're right. It'll make people think. It seems like these boxing fans these days, the only time they come to a reality where checking the box hits them a little bit harder is when they hear or see these fighters. See, a lot of dudes on here, they don't understand that because they don't interview fighters in person. They don't even walk up to them and shake their hand and listen to how they speak. You know what I'm saying? They never interviewed a James Toney. I have. It's just get tough to understand where boxing is heading. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting word that boxing is in serious, serious trouble. And that trouble is monetary issues. We're not just talking about from over there. We're talking about across the board in boxing, period. Because they're not putting on the best fights. The best. They're not. So we're going to have to see in 2023 what that holds. Like, how we're going to be able to, how boxing is going to be able to get back in track with these fights. The good word is, people, come December 10th, a lot of y'all that's tuned into this live, you're going to be over there watching Terrence Crawford and David Avanesian. You know why? Because you're at a point right now that you want to go in there, you want to go see him lose. You do. You want to go see him lose. You're hoping on that night he don't pass the admissions. You hope he has some mechanical issues. That's what you hoping. We here when we see you guys out here continue to speak on the pound for pound best. I want to congratulate you. I want to say continue to speak on them because that's where your focus should be. Speak about the best in the game because he deserved it. He deserves your attention. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. He deserves your attention. So continue to do what you want to do. That's all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go in grave detail about how much I appreciate that man standing up and going the other way and making this fight would be okay. Good on him. That proves that you didn't look like a goofball who would have waited, sitting on his hands throughout the holiday until 2023 when Errol Spence don't have a fight. Don't have a fight. Nobody's talking about it. They swept that shit far, far in the back of their esophagus. Man, they swallowed that shit with a chaser. They say, no one. That shit kept coming back up like acid reflux, y'all. It kept coming up like acid reflux. Like, why you ain't speaking about? They goddamn took another chaser and pushed that shit back. They ain't trying to talk about Spence, man. Spence has no fight date. So you trying to tell me there was no backup plan? Crawford was really doing the right thing by being over there negotiating all that time. There was no deadline on the negotiation. They sent him a final revision. It's 2023 and he walks away. If I was in the military, I would have gave Crawford what is considered a Navy Achievement Medal. I would have gave him an award for having the courage to make that command decision, because at the end of the day, it's all about mission accomplishment. And that's what the mission is next month, December 10th. He's stepping in there and getting paid, and he further puts another opponent on his resume. Now, granted, David Avenesian might have the best fight of his life, as long as nobody tells Crawford he's behind. You know what I'm saying? Nobody tells him he's behind, he's good. I like Ennis, but I have to admit his knockout win over Lipinets looks suspicious. Pound for pound can. PBC was stalling him. They don't have the money to do it this year. Pound for pound King might be on for something, huh? Might be on for something. You know what I'm saying? Listen, a channel like mine, they gonna listen anyway. You keep on talking, people gonna listen. You know what I'm saying? They can say what they want to say. I know who I got. I know who I can communicate with and get certain information. You know, just like I just threw out the Hector Garcia situation. These fighters will take your content and don't even reserve the reply to give you credit for the first place they heard it. It's all good. It's all good, because you know what? You're gonna need me again. It's all good. That's not the only information I know right now. But my topic is just to get y'all, you know, a refresher as we close down and we about to start another week. It's getting close, y'all. It's getting close, man. Yeah, you can hear them drums beating, right? You can hear them drums beating, right? It's getting closer, man. It's time to march. It's trying to march, man. You know what I'm saying? Omaha's about to turn the lights on. You know what I'm saying? It's about the time for the pound for pound. That Omaha legend about to wrap them hands up, lace up the gloves, and get back in there and give us another show, man. You got to look at it. You got to understand that's what it's about. Now, can we just take a moment and just ask a few questions, right? Has anybody heard when the Spence fight is going to happen? Because the long as it take for the Spence fight to be announced with whoever it is, you know, his fans, they seem not to care, but I care. I want to know when this guy is going to be fighting next. And also, if it is Keith Thurman, I just want to put it out there that this is not a what you call guaranteed fight, people. This fight with Keith Thurman is tough. Y'all better very well think of it as being tough. Just like I say, if Jerron Ennis steps in there with Terrence Crawford next year, that's gonna be his toughest fight ever in his life. Period. I'm telling you all, man. I'm telling you all. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. And it's nobody gonna be able to say that. Ain't nobody running from nothing. If they're not able to make this fight between him and Spence for undisputed, which I don't think they will, once again, due to that shit that's going on the PBC, and Al want to keep them belts in house, and them being uncertain that Spence is healthy enough to go out there and beat a fighter like Crawford. Now you saying, shit, Keith Thurman might have a chance. Hey, Keith Thurman, he's in the gym. I don't know how his fight shape looked, but he's at the gym. Errol Spence, I don't know what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he's doing, to be honest with you. But I would more so like to know when he's fighting. When he's fighting Keith Thurman, that's all. People gonna assume that David Avenesian is somewhat of an apprentice all they want to. That man is a qualified professional fighter, man, to step in there with Bud Crawford. So people gonna treat him like that. You know what I'm saying? Once he's in there, it's a 12-round fight. We're gonna see Bud go to work once again. Now don't act like he already don't have 6 straight stoppages at welterweight division. And also his fight with Dave Avenesian will be the 6th defense of his WBA world crown. So y'all need to understand that. It's a lot of solar energy. The closer this fight get, there's going to be a lot of solar energy, y'all. There's going to be a lot of energy coming down on this fight. People waiting on it, man. People waiting on it. I'm telling you, they waiting. They waiting, people. Rashid, what's good? Bud is vicious. We absolutely know that. And we're not out here trying to antagonize people's confidence when it comes to whoever they support outside of Bud Crawford's. But there will be a preponderance of a lot of results that we have to, all bring together. You know what I'm saying? Once these fights start to end and Bud continue to win, it's gonna be a preponderance of understanding come 2023. That once again, Terrence is gonna be in the ring before Errol Spence. And while Errol Spence is preparing for that fight, it's gonna be the same thing that happened this year. Bud had already fought, now we waiting on Errol. Bud about to fight again, now we waiting on Errol. But this time, his opponent isn't Yordenis Ugas. His opponent is not Yordenis Ugas. His opponent is challenging for all the belts. This is what's going to make it incredibly unique and very, very satisfying. Because he got a hard fight with the guy he never wanted to fight himself. He got so butthurt that Keith Thurman ignored him on Showtime and didn't really show him that attention that he wanted. Man, he's just been fueling the entire time. He just don't care. He don't care to sit up here and get this man an opportunity. I think he want to go on his Charlo effect, where they want to damn blackball a fighter for 8 freaking years. Get the fuck out of here, man. You're not being fair to the fans, man. We're the motherfucking consumers. What are you talking about? You don't want to get Andrade because of his business dealing back in the day? Damn, man, he gets placed on the blacklist for that. Just explain to the people, what's the vantage point again? What's the vantage point? I'm just curious, what's the vantage point? Do you have a vantage point? Is there something that you look to benefit from this? Please. If you do, extradite it. I want to take a look at it, please. Send it to my people, extradite it, so we can kind of look over that and kind of put you in the right direction. That's all. But I hear people talking about next year. Listen, people, you can hope, wish, and dream that you can begin 2023 off the way you ended 22. I know you want to get back deep and hopefully get into negotiations and everything else. But Spence has a fight, dog. And if anything could be done, easy, 2 + 2. If everything was majority done, and look, and the only problem that forced the resignation from Crawford to go in reverse to be okay was a fight day happening in 2023, I'm going to tell you, it should be simple. It should be simple for them to work out everything else and get this fight done before the end of 2022. They should be able to talk. But you know why they're going to, I'm gonna kick some game. I'm gonna damn turn you on to some gems. You know why they're not going to talk about this particular fight closing out 2022? You know why? Because straight up, they don't know if Errol Spence is going to be able to win his next fight. Hot like that. Take it however you feel like. I know people like coming over here talking about WCS. I don't like that man right now. Why they eating their banana? I get it, bro. I get it. But just start looking at where I'm wrong at. Just looking at where I'm wrong at, man. That's all you got to do. Call me out on whatever. But this is a unification fight that can be made near the end of this year. They can make this out a unification bout. It can be made. Donald Trump, of course, Bud Crawford can't just hop back in the ring in February. It's not going to happen. He's not going to hop back in the ring in March. It's not going to happen. So in the meanwhile, everything is on Spence on that side to freaking get ready and prepare for Thurman. But the last time I checked, he was on a spaceship flying over the Bermuda Triangle, and he was pretty much saying, you know what? I don't know what my next fight is. I'm on the plane board talking to y'all. Does that sound like a person that's confident about what's going on? Like, does that sound like a guy who's in control of being his own boss? No, it doesn't, y'all. The whole point I'm talking to y'all like grown-ass people, because it's up to you to help sanitize the YTC from all the polluted, biased-ass, ex-parte narratives they have put out about Terrence Bud Crawford. And they act like it offends other human beings, but it don't. All we're going to do is come back in here and speak to the people about the truth. That's it. That's it. We don't have to talk every freaking day about this, but you can say whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, your fighter isn't fighting. Your fighter doesn't have a fight date. Your fighter is still left out in the cold shivering when y'all was saying, come on over to the black man. Come on over and lay yourself mercy of Al. What happened? What happened, bro? Things are looking a little weird. Let WCS break this shit down to you. You know what I'm saying? Let me break this shit down. You ready? Somebody explain to me why all these, PBC fighters are looking a little shaky. Halloween is past and everything, and I'm trying to say, is it a bleed over from Halloween? Was there some type of candy that they found out that was laced, or what the fuck? But I seen Marcharlo out there. There was a sighting out there. We've seen, look, this is all PBC guys, right? We seen Errol Spence in a dilemma where his girl was just pretty much making him look like the biggest fool in Texas, right? And people said what they said about it. I think it was a coward, super duper platinum coward way to do business, pusillanimous type behavior. That they said that man was, on the TikTok, knowing he needs some help. Period. Then you get Marcharlo, right? He stumbled on the scene. Check this out, y'all. Marcharlo stumbles on the scene. And the conversation pops off like, first of all, we trying to see off the rip, is he sober? Sierra Oscar Bravo Echo Romeo over. Send it. Sierra Oscar Bravo Romeo. Sierra Oscar Bravo Echo Romeo over. Yeah, we want to get a read on that gentleman up there talking to Dimitri Bivol right now. Anyway, you can just slide a cup to him and say, hey, we need this ASAP. We need to find some things out. Because from what we heard was, I could have sworn he was asking Bivol for a fight. Not just any fight, y'all. Because as we currently know, Jermell Charlo is at 154 and Jermall Charlo is at 160. He's the current reigning defending email WBC champion. Now, I know that's going to rub people the wrong way, but he did get it that way. Anyway, Marcharlo and several other fighters at middleweight has absolutely mongered that division. All they have did is just sat there. They have just sat there. They didn't do shit. I don't care if Gennady just fought Canelo. Man, what have he did before that? Before, when he picked up the belt from Yoda Murata after sitting out that long. Anyway, that's not even a question. Marcharlo asked Dimitri Bivol for a fight. He asked that man for a fight, y'all. And he was mentioning, let's do it for Undisputed. So I'm like, God damn it. Do the twins think alike at one moment? Like Blunt said, did he have a flashback? And he thought he was Mel Charlo trying to goddamn get a fight with Dimitri Bivol at 160 pounds? Did he not know what division Bivol fought at? Did they think he fought at 68? I don't know, but it seemed weird. Sam I am, green eggs and ham. Can someone tell me where I stand? I'm a little loopy, feeling goofy. He was up here talking to Bivol about Undisputed. So he said, do you want to fight me at 68? So he was like, Bill was like, 68, yeah, for the belts. Man, he was all over the place. It looks bad, man. Another PBC fighter out here looking bad. Bad, man. So Bivol, being the gentleman that he is, he was pretty much trying to guide him out of the conversation. He was pretty much trying to guide him out of the situation. He said, for the belt? Canelo has the belts at 68. Yeah, I know. But do you want to fight me? Do you want to fight me? I'm like, damn. Boxing is hurting right now. And this is exactly what the OG was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Boxing is hurting. Boxing is hurting. Now y'all see how good the UFC is flourishing, because the fighters may not get paid as much, but their whole entire system is different than how it's ran over here in boxing. But Mar Charlo had mentioned that he wanted to fight Dimitri Bivol, and he just wanted to fight, no belts, just for entertainment. Pretty much what he was saying is he just wanted to fight with a guy who wasn't American, who wasn't going to give him shit for fighting, even though Terrence Crawford, he's looking for a Charlo brother, but they don't want to give the black man no love. They don't want to give damn Terrence Crawford no motherfucking love. Terrence Crawford is called out. The little one, who's currently reigning defending Undisputed, he ain't trying to hear it. He just want to keep putting them off on Spence, knowing damn well they wasn't going to fight. And then the big Charlo even said he'll come down to 154 and fight Terrence. Do it. You up here begging for a fight with Dimitri Bivol that you know you're not going to get because Canelo is already on the hook. If Canelo chooses to come back, you're out of the equation, buddy. Out of the equation. Man, who's over there with these guys, man? For real, who's over there, man? Who's derelicting their duties to walk around and chaperone these guys? Who? I'm just curious. Who's over there, man? Something needs to be done, man. We need right now, right here, immediately, some effective accountability to get these guys out of the public eye and take them back into their domicile. They just fucking off, bro. Dimitri Bivol had to call that to an end and say, okay, and give him some dap. All right, cool. We seen verbal handshakes before, but man, he ain't gonna fight no Mauro Charlo. What's in it for him? He has Artur Beterbiev as unified up there that he wants to fight, and then Canelo. I'm pretty sure he's gonna want to come back up to 75. Even though it seems like he wants to come to 68. And then he'll bring him to 68 and say, here's a rehydration clause. You know what I'm saying? That's how Canelo does. I got something to tell you. Just sign right here. Yeah, you know what that is. Okay? You cannot rehydrate past 169.2 and a half. I'm not playing this. I'm not doing it. And look, Bivol needs to say, hey, peep this up. You know, one thing I noticed about you, man, you know, as much as when I come from my country, we wouldn't dare do some of the whole ass, you know, stuff that goes on here. But I just beat Gilberto Ramirez. He's a much bigger fighter. I didn't think of weight. I think of fight. I think of strike. I think of delegation. I think of everything I've learned in boxing. But you just think of benefit. You think of clean beautiful. You think of hamburger with cheese. You just think of everything that benefits you, the cherry pick during a contract that make it difficult for your opposition. Not me, my friend. I'm coming to whoop ass again. Guarantee it. If I choose 68, I'm coming to 68. It's okay. No problem. The Mexican monster waiting for Charlo. Hey man, I don't know where you from there, Miguel. But can somebody please drop a letter off over at Charlo's house and explain to him that, Benavidez would have been a better selection process for him at 168 because he is the Mexican fucking monster. Why do you want to go up there and fight a mercenary? That's what mercenaries do. Their primary job is to take lives, bro. You're going up there messing with Dmitry Bivol. This dude is a straight up mercenary, bro. He knows how to go get the debt. He goes and collects the debt. And in between times, some of those people he collect from doesn't make it. So a fight that could have put you on the map and Bivol would have respected you more if you already had a win over freaking Benavidez. Then he would have said, shit, we can talk this shit. We can talk. We can talk. I got it. We can talk about this. Because I already know you want to then beat the former WBC super middleweight champion. So let's talk. I get with your people. That's not the case, y'all. That's not the case. It's just bad. The Charlo's over here running amok. I don't like it, man. I don't like it. Seriously, I don't like it, bro. But for Terrence Crawford, man, you go ahead and do your thing, brother. I got mad respect for you and what you did in that negotiation. You tried, you attempted to make it happen, and you couldn't. Bob Arum say, it's going to be tough for you to make that, and the reason why it didn't happen because you didn't have a promoter. And I definitely concur with that. Reason being is the man over there made it so tough for him to get anything without having a promoter. And the fact that he want to keep his fights in-house proved me wrong. It's not like it's impossible for him to make a fight. It's not impossible for him to make a fight with Crawford that's not signed to a promoter right now. It's not impossible. But, somehow, the money isn't lucrative enough. It's not right. And we may indeed be deprived out of 2023. So just chill. I don't want people losing their fucking minds and getting into a situation where you just totally discouraged that you want to leave boxing for good. Hey, I'm telling you, that might be on the horizon for a lot of you. Real talk. We have demarcation battle lines drawn on the YTC, bro. You try to have debates with people, and they end up just taking it way outside the lines. You mentioned Crawford as your favorite fighter. People want to keep on talking about saying send the contract. Just look at my YouTube comments on my video. I don't know why these goofy people keep on talking about send the contract. There was no contract to be sent. Save your wrist time. When you get old and you start getting arthritic, you're going to wish that you didn't sit up there and type so much on social media. But I'm telling you, it was no contract, so stop putting that out to me. You know what I'm saying? When Crawford going to do this? When Spence going to do something? When Spence is going to do something? When is he got to fight? When is he going to get back in training? When do you think his next win will be? Do you believe he can beat Keith Thurman? Do you have total confidence coming off that accident that he can beat Keith Thurman? I mean, please, let's talk about it one day. Do you have confidence in your fighter? If you don't have confidence in that dude, then be quiet. Be quiet. Because a lot of people are looking at this shit and feel that Keith Thurman poses a threat to the current reigning defending unified champion. They feel that Keith Thurman poses a threat. Keith Thurman poses an imminent threat. A fighter that he's on record as saying he'll never fight, he don't want to fight. Why are they making that man fight him? Why are they doing him like that? Why? Why? Why did the audio leak? And then, he's being forced to fight Keith Thurman. Why? And then he want to get on here talking about he was blindsided. I smell a victim. You know what I'm saying? I smell a victim. I smell a victim. For real. I smell a victim. Seriously, real talk. The audacity of Terrence Crawford to try to fight this man, knowing that his people didn't want to make the fight. The audacity. It's just the audacity of it all, man. You know what I'm saying? They turned this whole negotiation process into a quiz. This shit became a quiz, a back and forth quiz to keep the spotlight on the two boxers. It brought spotlight to Terrence Crawford, and it brought spotlight to freaking Errol Spence. This fight was never happening this year. But the tension was there. You know what I'm saying? That shit was there. It was there, bro. And once again, I'm just going to repeat. That's time in your life you can never get back. Don't be afraid to admit to it and accept it for what it is. All the time that you waste talking ill will about Spence, it's not going to do anything to change the current flow. You know what I'm saying? His steps are going to continue to be one in front of the other while you're standing there walking around in a circle, kicking brick walls and shit. Man, mad at yourself because of all that information you was putting out, was bogus. It absolutely did nothing to stop this fight that's going down to Omaha, Nebraska. Nothing. And then when we get deep, I'm just waiting until when we get deep into March of 2023. I want to know what your conversation is going to be then when you get knee deep into March and you start finding out, nah, they ain't fighting anytime soon. But let's just hope Errol Spence's next fight against Keith Thurman is happening. Let's see. We want to see if that fight is happening. If he continues to stall, and give us the impression that it might be something in the works for this Undisputed. Come on, bro. I don't want to give y'all any ideas, but I just want to keep a smile on the Terrence Crawford supporters, their faces. I don't give a damn about the Spence. Whoever's over there with the Spence, I don't give a damn. I don't care. Them people get mad, and they just don't have the right mindset when it comes to a boxing debate. They just get so angry, and then they want to calling you out your name and saying they're gonna do something to you when they see you. I say, okay, just make sure you say goodbye to your family. That's all I say. Because anybody approach me on this YouTube shit for something I can't account for, and we're talking about YouTube shit, just don't say I ain't tell you. Don't say I ain't tell you. But let's move forward, man. It's not much left to say for this year, except be sure you get your ticket to Omaha. It's gonna be packed out there. You know what? Bring some layers up there with you. Bring some layers up there. It might be pretty decent weather, but bring some layers up there, man. And if you in cahoots with anybody else on here, bring them up there too. You know what I'm saying? You know how y'all do it. Just hook up, see how many people that's gonna ride, and do a carpool for you cheap motherfuckers. Why don't y'all get a carpool going down? Go all the way to Omaha in a carpool. Take time driving. So it won't be no arguments and anything. I don't want none of y'all coming in there all scratched up because y'all had a girl fight in the car. You know what I'm saying? Scratching each other. A car full of dudes, and they come in there with scratches on their face. I don't want to see none of that damn weird shit y'all be doing. Just get some tickets and rent a car and carpool up there. Because I know you want to see the champ in person. I know you want to be a part of that festive air. I know you are. I know you do, man. Stop playing. Thurman can beat Errol. Man, we know that. We know that, bro. We just have to see it play out in the real time. You feel me? We got to see this shit play out in the real time. Seriously. That's what we got to do. We got to see that shit play out in the real time. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Once that shit start playing out in the real time, then we'll get the answers we're looking for. Then we'll get the answers we're looking for. Seriously. Let me tell you something else that may just be talk. All right? I'm going to do a live on this week. But I need to kind of let people know what's going on with the Tank Davis situation and Mayweather. I always do my due diligence to go check out the lives and see who's talked about what, and do they really truly know what's going on with that situation. I don't know. I'm gonna take my time tomorrow and continue to see if I see anybody out there that spoke on the real reason and what's going on with Gervonta and Floyd Mayweather Jr. And then I'm going to get on here and speak on it. I just want to make sure that it's not already out there. Because I know other people supposedly got contacts like I do. And I just want to make sure they did their due diligence to basically go out there and recon and receive that information. That's all. If not, I would definitely put it out there and see what y'all think about it. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very complex. It is. It's very complex what's going on. It's very, very complex. Based off what Tank put up there on his tweet, just keep that in your thought process, because it's a lot that goes into that tweet that Gervonta Davis put out. It is. It's a lot that goes into that, and it's the reason why he took it down. It's a reason why he took it down. And it wasn't because no Al Heyman either. Or maybe. Or maybe. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's gonna be one thing. And then the other, we have a big fight that's probably going to be in championship somewhere up the line. You know, we're going to have the 140-pound T.O. fighting Sander Martin. We're going to see how that work out and see if T.O. will ever be across the ring facing Regis Prograis. That fight in itself is a very competitive fight. Regis has changed his fight game. He looked very, very good for 33 years old. Looked sharp, smooth, quick, and I like him using and keeping that his hips, you know, active as far as his head movement, side to side, lateral movement, and everything. He wasn't just standing there banging it out like Baranchik chose to. He already knew if that was the fight he would have gave freaking Cepeda, the fight would have been a lot more entertaining. But that's not the way Regis fights. Now, he kind of fought like that when he fought Velasco. You look back at the Velasco fight, he kind of fought him like that. Like, you know, chest to chest, you know, shit like that. But that was a different Regis, man. Just ask Ivan Redcash. He quit. He was getting his ass beat so bad, he pulled a Amir Khan, and he basically quit down here in the A. Seriously. But to everyone who pulled up, man, I'm glad y'all don't have those type of absent paralysis, man, without y'all don't support the channel. I appreciate everyone who support the channel as always. You know what I'm saying? Continue to tune in. Mr. Gumbo, a.k.a. Hot Grease in the building. What's good? Salute that WCS, my brother Arrow. King, a 90% Thurman. He wouldn't stop Lil Mikey at Big Blunts. Man, hey, one thing we hoping about Arrow, that he get a fight date. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know what I'm saying? At Big Blunts, $100. Thank you, my brother. So I know he's talking about, I guess, the bet that they made. You know what I'm saying? People making bets. But listen, I'm going to tell y'all in the chat now. I wouldn't be making bets on what you think's going to happen at the first semester of 2023. It's not going to happen, people. Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence is not happening in the first part of that year. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. I know people put out there that Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. is going to get guaranteed money next year when they fight. Okay. Let's see it. That's all I'm saying. Let's see the guaranteed money. That's it. That's all I'm saying. I ain't trying to argue or nothing like that. Let's see the guaranteed money, bro. Let's put all that's debunk and let's do all that shit. We don't have to sit up here and pacify. You know what I'm saying? The ends of two evils. If they gonna both get freaking guaranteed money, let's see it. You know what I'm saying? That's one person's perspective. Okay, cool. Let's see it. That's all I'm saying. But shout out to Team Crawford, man. Continue to do what you do, man. And those of you individuals that's here, that tune into the channel, I need for you to do me a favor. Hit the like button. Continue to pass the word about the channel and everything. It's imperative that you continue to pull up, show out, and get down. You feel me? Let your voice be heard. Talk your talk. Every now and then, you have to have some people pull up on your panel and everything. Shout out to Bud Gonna Stop Spence. I hope you still ain't crying and soaking and moping, just because you didn't get your way last night on the debate and the panel you had to run off. It's all good, brother. I'm not mad at you. You're not the first person that I've been in a situation like that. And you know what I'm saying? But I was trying to be cool. I was on somebody else's panel. I was on Big Blunt's panel. But the dude, bro, you need to brush up on your boxing there, Bud Gonna Stop Spence. No. You ain't there yet, bro. You ain't there yet. You know what I'm saying? Just like Kanye told Sway, you definitely don't have the answers. You don't have the answers. And in the meanwhile, y'all hold it down, man. Salute to you. Turn up and tune in. And Gumbo. And goddamn it, Captain Chaos, the wild dog on deck. What's good with it, Chaos? What's good? Salute to you, brother. I ain't see the wild dog in the building. Be safe out there on them roads there, Gumbo. Real talk. Be safe out on the roads, man. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so first of all, Big Blunts wanna, act goofy while I'm about to get off this motherfucker, so I have to answer some shit. So he said, Gumbo, I'm team common sense. No, put a P in that motherfucker. Okay? That SP, okay? And let's remove the S and add a C. So let me reread this. LOL, Mr. Gumbo, a.k.a. Hot Grease. I'm team Spence. I think it's clear to see Arrow gonna put Keith in the dirt. Keith Thurman in the dirt. Listen, bro. It's just like, a Team Spence member to basically retrieve one of his tweets that he put out that he said he's going to put the man dick in the dirt. I don't know where that came from, but that's just what he put out, people. That's what he chose to put out in the tweet. Now Gumbo's mentioning again that he thinks Keith is going to put Keith Thurman in the dirt. I don't think so, bro. Now, I'm not saying he ain't winning. I just think it's going to be a tough fight. Long as freaking Errol Spence don't come out there looking like a cannon fogger. You know what I'm saying? And just be up there daydreaming shit and losing focus like DJ said. DJ is trying to tell that man the main focus. Keep the needle point where it's supposed to be. Main focus, man. You in a fight, a battle. Remain focused. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? This just get unsteady too much. Remain focused. Y'all got to help that man do that. But in the meanwhile, y'all continue to stay cold-blooded, y'all. One of the coldest in the freaking game, man. You know what I'm saying? The chat, WCS chat, and we shall do it again, man. We should do it again tomorrow. Salute, turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports. I'm out.